No one in town could remember when the old lodge was built. It stood at the very edge of the forest, half swallowed by thick vines and swirling mist, its wooden walls blackened and warped by time. Travelers always avoided it. Old maps simply marked the land as empty. Yet, every single year, someone new would claim to have stayed their land. They would never, ever speak of it again. And that was exactly why Liminal and Sahan went. They were best friends, bound together more by a shared sense of boredom and relentless curiosity than by any real courage. When they first heard the hushed rumors of a missing room inside the lodge, a room that supposedly only appears in the dead of night, they just laughed. Sahan scoffed. A room that appears only at night. Seriously, people will believe anything these days. Still, the idea lingered. They packed a torch, a camera, and just enough foolish confidence to completely ignore all the warnings. By the time they reached the lodge, the surrounding forest had gone completely quiet. Too quiet. The air was heavy, unnervingly still. The massive front door was unlocked. As they stepped inside, a wave of cold air hit them, thick with the smell of dust and something else. Something faintly metallic. Their footsteps echoed in a strange, unnatural way, as if the sound itself was lagging a split second behind them. The lobby was simple enough, a grand staircase leading up, a long, dark corridor stretching into the gloom, and doors numbered neatly on both sides. Room 1, Room 2, Room 3. Everything looked perfectly normal, until Liminal stopped and frowned. "Hey, where's room 13? He asked, his voice a little quieter now. Sahan counted again, his finger tracing the air. The numbers jumped straight from 12 to 14. It's an old building thing, Sahan said, trying to sound casual. Superstition. They skipped 13. They shed a nervous laugh and moved on down the hall. At exactly 12:17 a.m., the old lights in the corridor began to flicker violently. Then, the corridor itself seemed to stretch, distorting like a bad dream. And right where there had been a blank, dusty wall moments before, a door appeared. The number on it wasn't a neat plaque. It was scratched into the wood, the marks uneven and disturbingly deep. 13. The air around this new door felt heavier, pressing down on their chests, making it hard to breathe. "Get the camera," Liminal whispered, his voice tight. Sahan raised it, his hands shaking so much the viewfinder was a blur. As soon as the lens focused on the doorknob, the handle began to turn, slowly, all by itself. The door creaked open. Inside was a small, claustrophobic room, bare walls, a single wooden chair sitting in the center, and a large, ornate mirror fixed to the far wall. But the mirror was wrong, terribly wrong. It wasn't reflecting the empty room, it was reflecting them. Liminal and Sahan, standing inside it, but they were still out here, in the corridor. Do you see that? Sahan breathed, his voice trembling. In the reflection, their own images turned their heads and smiled a wide, predatory smile. Liminal didn't hesitate. He slammed the door shut. They turned and ran, back down the corridor, past the staircase, scrambling towards the lobby and the front door. But the lobby was gone. They were hoosed back in the corridor, but it was different now. Doors lined both sides endlessly, stretching into an impossible distance, and every single one was marked with the number 13. From inside each door came a chorus of horrifying sounds. Whispers, desperate crying, the frantic scratching of fingernails on wood, muffled begging, "Don't open it. Please, just leave. It's already too late for you." Sahan clamped his hands over his ears, shaking his head. "This isn't real. This isn't real." A single, sharp bell rang. Once, twice. The door at the very end of the impossibly long hall creaked open. Room 13 again. But this time, something stepped out. It looked human almost. Its face was a smooth, blank canvas, like skin stretched taut over an empty skull. Where its eyes should have been were two deep, black hollows that seemed to leak darkness onto the floorboards. It tilted its head, a sickeningly curious gesture, and then it spoke, in Nimel's own voice. "Only one of you belongs here." Suddenly, all the doors behind them slammed shut. New numbers began carving themselves into the wood fast. Violent scratches. 14, 15, 16. "What's it counting?" Sahan screamed, pure panic in his voice. Nimel realized the horrifying truth a second too late. "Rooms," he whispered in terror. "It makes a room for everyone who enters." The creature pointed a long, pale finger at the mirror behind it. Inside the reflection, Nimel saw himself, sitting stiffly in the chair, his eyes vacant and empty. In another part of the glass, he saw Sahan screaming silently, trapped behind the reflective surface. "You choose," the thing said calmly. "Who becomes the room?" Sahan grabbed Nimel's arm. "We can fight it. We can get out." Just then, the mirror behind the creature cracked. Cold, pale hands pressed against the glass from the inside. Icy fingers brushed against Nimel's ankle. The creature leaned closer, its featureless face inches from his. "Someone must always stay," it whispered, "so the lodge can forget." Nimel made his decision in a heartbeat. He shoved Sahan backward, hard. Sahan stumbled, falling straight through the surface of the mirror. The glass rippled and sealed over like water. Sahan's face was frozen in a mask of pure terror now, just another silent, screaming part of the wall. The corridor collapsed inward, and everything went black. Nimel woke up outside the lodge, sprawled in the dirt. Morning light was breaking through the trees. The building behind him looked smaller. Almost normal. The police never found any trace of Sahan. Weeks later, Nimel returned, drawn back by something he couldn't explain. The lodge was still there. The corridor still skipped from room 12 to 14. But this time as Nimel walked past room 14, he heard something. A soft, familiar breathing sound coming from inside the walls. Even now, at night, the forest hears it too. A quiet, rhythmic tapping. As if someone is still inside, patiently knocking, waiting for the lodge to create room 15. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there.